It is time to finally build that God Squad. Stay frosty and head to buymaddencoins.com for the cheapest, fastest, and most reliable MUT coins on the market. I'll even help you shave off a few bucks. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 20% off. Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the Director. Madden Ultimate Team fans, we got another fun one for you guys today. Going over my picks for theme diamonds in Madden 21. So quick sneak peek here. Shawne Merriman should be a good time. The reason some people are asking, why I'm doing this so far in advance, it's because I feel like Theme Diamonds, in my opinion, is one of the best promos I've ever seen. And I've played Madden Ultimate Team for a very long time. Bringing in these fan favorites who maybe never get Legends cards, but bring them back into the game somehow. And I think they absolutely hit it out of the park last year. I really want to see it return. And I also want them to see our feedback as fans as who we want to have, represent our teams in the Theme Diamonds promo. So as an us, I mean that, I went to the comment section, I went on Twitter, and I asked for your guys' opinions and your feedback on who you wanted me to make card art for. And so with all that information put together, I've got, another 16 cards that I'm going to display with you guys here. This is a part 2 video. If you guys want to see your team, if it wasn't displayed in this video, make sure to hit part 1. I'll put the link in the description to that video. Before we get started, guys, hit us up with a like and sub. If you do enjoy this content, the small amount of time you guys take, hit the like, sub, and bell notification. Helps out a lot. We just reached 16,000 subscribers, guys. Really, guys, thank you so much. Your support means so much. I cannot wait to keep doing this into Madden 21. So let's get started with this video, guys. As a quick reminder, this is what the Theme Diamonds promo looked like last year. I should say Madden 20. And these are the kind of stats to look for. This is what the good stats looked like at this point of the year. So as we go along, I know we're at a period in Madden 20 right now where we see a lot of 99 overalls. Just keep that in mind as we're going through these cards, that these are good cards for the time of year that they're going to be released. Okay, so to get started with this, let's go with Shawne Merriman. We got 16 teams to go through. I want to make sure we have enough time to go through each and individual one of them because it takes a long time to Photoshop these, and I want to make sure to pay enough attention to each card. Shawne Merriman, 87 speed. I think, a stat that's not on this guy is going to be hit power. He's going to be an absolute thumper out there. When you talk about fan favorites, from the San Diego Chargers days, Shawne Merriman fits this promo so well. Last year we got Shawn Phillips, also a right outside linebacker, very fun card, but I think a lot of people really love Shawne Merriman. Lights out there. I think a lot of people would have a lot of fun with that. And again, linebacker's kind of a position where the Chargers are a little bit weak. I kind of kept that in mind too when I was doing your guys' teams as well. Which positions would really benefit your theme teams as well, because that's really what this promo is all about, helping your theme teams, bringing in those fan favorite legends, to represent your theme diamonds. So there's Shawne Merriman. Next up, we got Jackie Slater, right tackle. Some people aren't huge fans of offensive linemen as their legend picks, or maybe even their diamonds picks. Guys, take offensive linemen as frequently as you can. The Chargers theme team usually has a really bad O-line. This year we had a really good O-line because we had a couple of good legends, that fit our theme teams, and it was a difference maker for me. So guys like Jackie Slater, I'm sure you Los Angeles Rams fans would absolutely love him. Absolute beast out there. I think he's an ultimate legend caliber kind of player, but at least bring him into the game, as a theme diamond for Madden 21. Next up is JaMarcus Russell. I think it was Gannon that I was going to bring in, the other quarterback, other great Raiders quarterback, but I went to the comment section. A lot of you guys really wanted JaMarcus Russell, and funny enough, please don't take any offense to this, I didn't really think he was that great. Honestly, I think JaMarcus Russell was probably, a bad pick for you guys, but at the same time, huge fan favorite out there for the Oakland Raiders. And I'm going to listen to the fans, guys. You guys want JaMarcus Russell? I'm going to give you JaMarcus Russell. 6'6", very tall quarterback. Maybe not the most accurate quarterback in the game, but he does offer you 95 throw power. And at this point of the game, that kind of velocity is going to be very unique to a guy like JaMarcus Russell. So there you go, Las Vegas Raiders fans. I hope you guys enjoy a JaMarcus Russell. I think it'd be a lot of fun out there for you guys that maybe watched him play in his heyday. Next up is Zack Thomas. Again, another player where I was asking for your guys' feedback, and a lot of guys came back and said, hey, we'd love a Zack Thomas to represent the Miami Dolphins. I was like, cool, man, let's go ahead and do it. I went back and I looked at the stats of his cards in Madden's past. I looked at his his statistics as a player as well. And honestly, he is a little bit slower, especially for a guy that's 5'11". But at the same time, again, another stat that's not on here, crazy good hit power, really good tackling as well. So I think Zack Thomas would be a fun item for you guys, Miami Dolphins fans. Again, a lot of people requested him. Next up is Jared Allen. Woo-hoo! One player I loved watching growing up was Jared Allen. I love Jared Allen. I think a big reason why I love Joey Bosa so much is because he reminds me so much of Jared Allen, and he would offer you very similar things early on in Madden 21 in Ultimate Team. 81 speed, which I think would be pretty fast for the time at that position, and then 94 power moves. He'd be absolutely crazy off the edge over there. I think Jared Allen, a lot of Minnesota Viking fans would be so happy with this item, so I decided to give him the nod for the custom card art in this video. Next up is Vince Wilfork. I was really struggling whether to give it to Vince Wilfork or maybe like a Wes Welker, and ultimately a lot of guys were asking for Vince Wilfork, and you guys think about the state Madden's in right now. Word on the street is maybe Madden 21 is another running Madden game, so it's gonna be very dominant on the ground. You're gonna want a guy like Vince Wilfork. Remember what Warren Sapp did for Madden 20. I see Vince Wilfork being that presence in Madden 21, just this huge human being in the middle of the line at nose tackle. I don't think very many other defensive tackles will offer what he can offer you in the game. 88 power moves, 91 block shed, 92 strength. I think he'd be an absolute animal out there, dude. So I think Vince Wilfork, fan favorite, would be a great pick for the Patriots. Next up for the Saints, we got Marcus Colston. I was looking at what you guys needed. Colston's name came up a couple of times, but then what really made me hone in on him was his height and his speed and his catching. Like, honestly, 6'4", 87 speed, again, at this time is pretty fast with really crazy catching at 91, 93, and 89. He's kind of your budget Randy Moss out there. So you Saints fans, if I told you, hey, you want your own version of Randy Moss, I'm sure a lot of you would say yes. And Marcus Colston, a great fan favorite pick for the Saints theme teams in my opinion. Next up, we got Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck, dude, is absolutely so crazy out there. The Darth Vader mask. How fun would it be to have that Darth Vader mask back in the game? I went back and looked at his stats from other Maddens. Honestly, I was a little shocked how slow he was. Maybe a little bit slower. Maybe I could boost his speed up just a little bit, like 81, 82. But very, very dominant in the finesse move arena. 95 finesse move on an 89 overall player would be insane. 88 strength for a defensive end is really good too, with 88 acceleration. I think, honestly, he'd be one of those guys that has a mutt force factor to him. Very deadly player out there. I think a lot of Giants fans would be super happy. Next up for your New York Jets, we've got Darrelle Revis. Again, maybe a recent legend in the game, but bring him into Theme Diamonds, dude. Let's reintroduce Revis Islands into Madden Ultimate Team. 5'11", decently tall, 87 speed. He may have been a little bit slower in the tail end of his career, but I wanted to highlight, the primes of these positions or the primes of these players, as they played the game in the NFL. And 87 speed felt right for me and Darrelle Revis. 92 man coverage, which is what Darrelle Revis was known for. Crazy good man coverage. If you're going to be building a defensive back unit, that's really good in man, it'd be led by Darrelle Revis. So I think a solid pick for the New York Jets. Next up, Asante Samuel. I was leaning towards Troy Vincent, and then I saw in the comments section a lot of guys were like, oh man, we all love watching Asante Samuel. I got you, Philadelphia. Let's go ahead and give Asante Samuel the nod. Very fast player too, 5'10", 89 speed, 91 acceleration. He was really good in coverage too, man. 90 zone, 87 man, and then 82 press. I think he'd be a really good cornerback in Ultimate Team. I think, honestly, when you're looking at all the ones that I photoshopped, Asante Samuel may stand down. A lot of people would love to choose him, if they got like one for free or something. Next up is Heath Miller, probably the one I was shocked about the most. I literally went, guys, you can choose anybody you want. This is a fan favorite. You guys know your teams better than I do. Who do you want to represent the Pittsburgh Steelers? So many Steelers fans came back and told me, we want Heath Miller. And I was like, that's cool, man. I mean, I remember watching Heath Miller. He was awesome. And it's really cool that you guys want to bring him back as your fan favorite. 81 speed, decent speed at this time of the year for tight end, but crazy good catching, maybe minus a spec catch, and then decent run blocking too, especially for this time of year. So I think he'd be a beast out there, man. 6'5". We know what tight ends look like with abilities on him. I think Heath Miller was a cool choice by you Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Next up is Kam Chancellor. Bam, bam, Cam. Now, honestly, I was shocked. I went back into the games, back into previous Maddens to see his stats, and I was like, they always kind of did him dirty as far as the speed. So, against my algorithm, I decided to give him a little bit more speed than I'm used to, but at the same time, 6'3", 93 hit power. You talk about, the last couple of years, we're using our safeties, out there in the middle of the field. Bam Bam Cam would be probably one of the best you could utilize, especially early game. So I like that pick. Kam Chancellor, obvious pick for a lot of Seahawks fans. I think is a good pick. Very excited to see if he does come back into the game. Next up is Justin Smith, defensive end. Again, I was saying, let's go ahead and bring the Barrow Bowman back. He technically wasn't part of the Theme Diamonds last year. And so many 49ers fans came back and told me, we want Justin Smith, the Cowboy boy, the defensive end. And I was like, cool, man, let's do it, San Francisco. I'm going to give this Justin Smith a card. Great item, too. I think very dominant in those 3-4 kind of schemes. You know, 92 strength, 91 block shed, 94 power move. Very, very, very insane. Definitely a little bit slower at 77 speed, but my God, would he be so dominant coming off the edge too. Very hard to run against too. So I think Justin Smith, awesome pick by you guys. Very excited to see. Hopefully he does get a card sometime soon. It seems like he's a pretty big fan favorite for you guys out in San Francisco. Next up is John Lynch, the hard-hitting safety out of Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers fans, I told you guys who I was thinking about putting for your guys' team. A lot of you guys really liked that pick in John Lynch. So I said, let's stick with it. You know, 86 speed, very fast for his position, but that 94 hit power, Lord, would that be so good. 6'2" as well, so you could user this guy if you wanted to, but I think he'd have better zone and better man coverage stats than maybe even a Kam Chancellor. 86 zone, 82 man. I really like this card, man. John Lynch would be an absolute beast out there with some attitude. Next up, we're getting close to the end here, guys. Vince Young. This one's kind of a shocker. I can tell. I can look into the monitor. I can look into your souls and see that shock. That face. Like Vince Young, like I was thinking about Steve McNair. But honestly, we've had Steve McNair in the game before. I don't remember seeing Vince Young in Madden Ultimate Team maybe ever. And I think it would be a fun opportunity to bring in like a fan favorite kind of guy. I know some people hated on him, but me as an outside perspective fan, I thought he was a fun time to watch, dude. Very similar to Cam Newton in my mind too. 82 speed, decent throw power, 89, decent accuracy. I think it'd be a really fun mobile quarterback to have early in the game. And honestly, it's Vince Young, man. I think a lot of people will feel nostalgic enough to want to run with him as their quarterback. And finally and lastly, guys, we got John Riggins at fullback. Now, understand that the time that John Riggins was playing football, the fullback and halfback position was kind of hybrid, and so I'm going to view him as a fullback, even though some can maybe view him as a halfback. But I wanted to give him the Franco Harris treatment of this year. You know, make your opponent think twice before scum kicking it to the fullback. 85 speed, which would be crazy for the fullback position. 84 agility, 92 trucking, 90 carrying, 91 break tackle. I want him to be like the featured fullback of Madden 21. How cool would that be? Well, guys, that's going to do it for all the custom card art. I hope you guys did enjoy. It does take a minute to Photoshop all this stuff, so you guys can hit us up with a like and sub. That would mean an awful lot, guys. We're over 16,000 subs. Road to 20K, man. Very much so appreciate your guys' support. And let me know in the comment section below. If I didn't list, you know, a player that you wanted for your team, let me know who you would want to have. And I'll be posting, you know, a lot of these cards throughout the next couple of weeks. But if I made a card that you guys really like, make sure to hit a screenshot of that, post it on Twitter and tag me, and I'll retweet it. Maybe we can get the attention of guys at EA and, you know, put them in the right direction of which players that we want to see get a theme diamond in Madden 21. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time. And as always, stay frosty.